Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 11 of From the Van. It's a podcast from my van, where I have conversations with people who have relationships with residential vehicles. Today's episode features Moxi and Loon. They're a band from two vans. That's right, both of these guys, each of them lives in a van, and all the amplification for Jake's vocals and guitar come from the inverter and solar power on his van. I met these guys, basically seen them play actually a few times before I met them, running the van life meetup circuit, because that's a thing. These guys are fucking cool. They sound great. They're like a gritty, loud rock and roll band, and it's just two pieces, drums and guitar. We had a good conversation. They're good guys, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Here's what you need to do. When you're done listening to the episode, go to fromthevan.com and look them up at Moxi and Loon on Instagram. You know, From the Van, it's basically just about validating my life. You know what I mean? I want you to make me feel good. And you could go there and click and like and all that shit. Follow us on social media, yada yada, etc. Here it is, episode 11 of From the Van, featuring Moxi and Loon.
We're big beer drinkers. That's pretty much all.
I'm from Wisconsin. I'm a huge beer drinker.
Yeah, dude.
Beer.
Beer and cheese. My
Beer
two
and cheese,
favorite things in the whole
best
world.
Shit ever.
Those are my favorite too.
It's so good.
Come here.
Oh, I miss beer. Not since the gluten intolerance thing that I had to stop.
bummer.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I used
Do you
to
still
work
drink?
in
Yeah, well, actually, not right now. I'm doing a month-long liver cleanse.
Oh,
right now.
good for you.
I'm 3 days in, so don't say anything yet.
She pulled 3 days earlier
I
this
pulled
week.
3 days. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I can make.
You got me more into wine when I
Yeah.
started hanging out. I was like,
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
that's
There's more and more gluten-free breweries though. Like I used to work at one that was all gluten reduced, and like Duckfoot's gluten reduced.
Duckfoot.
Duckfoot, yeah.
I like the name of that.
that's over in Miramar.
They're in Miramar.
They're pretty good.
Darkfoot.
I used to work at Culture, which is an OB in Solana and Encinitas, and they're all gluten free. So
Yeah.
if you still want to drink beer, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Gluten free.
I could give up gluten, but never gluttony.
Never.
Nope.
That's gross, dude. Get that
I don't know
out
if I
of
could give
bed.
up gluten, dude. I love noodles.
Noodles.
I might maybe feel
I mean,
a
if
little
it
better, though.
made you start like
I might.
shitting weird,
I think
or-
I just don't feel the best a lot of the time. So maybe I do have to cut that out. I don't know.
One of my buddies, he got real thin at some point, and it was like the. I might not keep this in because I probably shouldn't tell this story, but didn't know that he was gluten intolerant, and it was actually keeping his body from absorbing the nutrients that he needed and shit. And so he's on stage, like drunk at the holiday party, singing karaoke in Agata Davida, and fucking slips and just barely falls and just snaps his arm, right? Because his bones
Yeah.
had gotten
Bones
brittle
weak.
from him
Ooh,
not getting the
dude.
nutrients
Wow.
that he needed and shit.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, it was heavy.
That's wild. Yeah, no, I used to be just like just a little runt. Like, everybody else shot up ahead of me, like, going into high school and stuff, but, like, I was the smallest, just, like, skinniest kid for a long
Yeah.
time.
When did you realize the?
I was, like, 7th or 8th grade, and then, like, pretty soon after that, like, freshman year. I mean, that's right around the same time people start growing anyway, but, I mean, like, I gained,
Yeah.
like, I grew, like, 2 feet, like, pretty quickly.
Do you think it had
Shit.
something to do with cutting gluten out of
I
your
do.
diet?
Yeah, I think it did because
Wow.
the woman who like diagnosed me, and this was like way before it was like trendy or anybody
Uh-huh.
knew about it.
Where'd you grow up?
Outside Chicago,
Trendy.
so like.
Because where I grew up,
Joliet.
they would totally deny that was a thing. You know, it's like, I grew up in South Carolina. And like,
Yeah.
we don't
Like,
believe in
oh,
science.
we need gluten. Yeah,
That's
fuck
the South, baby.
science. We've got Jesus and carbs.
Bacon.
Moonshine.
There you go.
So you figured it out pretty early on.
I figured it out pretty early on, yeah. And then, yeah, she said the same thing. Like, it just, like, keeps you from, like, absorbing nutrients or whatever, damages your gut. I don't know. I felt, like, so much better since then. I used to get, like, migraines and puke all the time.
Gnarly, dude.
Crazy.
I got my ass kicked from about 7 years old to about 15 years old. because I was the tiniest kid in class and I was a smart ass, and so it was like
Not a good combo.
not a great combination. But I don't think it was gluten. Maybe I was meant to be a basketball player and I just fucking missed the boat, dude. Who knows?
I think your body can handle anything. I don't think gluten's a problem for you.
My body can handle anything at this
You're
level
like,
of performance,
shit.
but who knows what I could have been capable of.
You're
I
right.
like to think I can handle anything.
Who knows?
So Moxi and Loon.
Jake.
You know,
Jake, Loon.
Jake, Nick, Loon, Mox.
you
There's
just-
only 2 people in the band, but we couldn't have done it more.
I know. I
confusingly.
used to know your names, and now I don't.
I only ever knew you as Moxi and Loon. He was always like, "We're gonna get Moxi and Loon on the podcast," and I'm like, "Are these real names?" Or like, I'm very confused about them.
They are our names, actually. We do. I do respond to Moxie because
There we go. It's
Um,
a dope name.
Where's it come from?
it's a Dumb and Dumber reference.
Oh.
A very weird part of the movie that you wouldn't
Which
think.
likes you?
You would not. I mean, I could like
Spreading
just be like,
rumor.
watch it and figure it out. But
Yeah.
it's the part where I get familiar with the movie at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you know the part where they're singing Mockingbird in the car,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "We got hitchhikers." He's like, "Pick them up," and they pick him up, and it's like the Mexican family, and they're singing Moxie because he's like Mox, yeah, and that's literally how Moxie became. And that was like a thing that I've always wanted to name a band for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I made it up. Like I was watching Dumb and Dumber with my buddy, and I was like, dude. Like we would quote this movie from beginning to end. We'd watch it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just such a fantastic movie. And I was like, dude, I want like Moxie. I was like, I want to name a band that. Yeah. And then yeah. So
It's a dope band name.
and
Where
then I
does
met-
Loon come from?
Well, so Nick had that band name in mind, like prior to when we went out to Schoolie Palooza and like did our first show, I guess, because
Yeah.
that was our first time like jamming in front of people like outside of the vans.
What is Schoolie
And,
Palooza?
It was like part of RTR.
Yeah, you heard of RTR in Arizona.
Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. That's that thing I went out to in Quartzsite. For
Yeah,
a
so
couple days.
Okay.
Schoolie Palooza was like a little side
Oh,
thing
It's
of
the
it.
side show.
But it was like
where
all like the
freaks come out, yeah.
schoolies and like, I mean, vans were there too, but it was like,
Uh-huh.
it was like the party area,
Oh,
Yeah.
basically.
Sure.
Yeah, and Chevy, who's a good buddy now, he asked us after that first show, he's like, "What's your name?" Nick said, "I like Moxie," and then like I was thinking about earlier that day on the way out there, like I was in the desert driving, and I swore I saw a loon, like the bird.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
And this dude like knows birds. Like I'm telling him, he knows.
like out in a puddle in the desert, and I was like, that can't be a loon. Like that's ridiculous. But so like they're on my mind that day, and I don't know, just loons are cool birds. They're
That's
weird.
rad.
They're like
Yeah, but literally Chevy was just like, well, "What do you guys call yourselves?" And we're like,
Moxie.
Moxie. He was like, "I was just gonna say Loon," and I was like, "Moxie and Loon." Like we were like Moxie and Loon. I was like, "That has like a ring to it. It sounds good."
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Like
it
a
totally
good-
does.
It does. It sounds like a real thing, guys.
Yeah, it sounds like a real,
That's all we wanted to
you
hear.
sound like a real band.
So what are your backgrounds? Like what? The first show that you played was Schoolie Palooza, and for anybody who's not a van person, like a schoolie is like not a van; it's an actual bus.
School
Yes,
bus
that's
converted
been
and they're
converted
beautiful and
into-
it's
and
And the crazy thing with those deals is that it's as big or bigger than a lot of tiny houses.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They're
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
gigantic.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
but
imagine.
what year was
I
that?
like the shorties though.
That was this, or that was
Last year.
no, it was it January or wait?
Oh wait, it was this year. January.
January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wait, but I saw you guys play last November.
No,
I feel like-
no
Maybe it
way.
wasn't
No,
November.
dude. I honestly, the time for me since we started and like this whole, I
You
moved
guys
here.
are brand new.
I moved here December 7th. I got
Oh.
here December 7th in my van.
Okay. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
it was
Didn't you meet
January
at
or
Quartzsite?
something.
That was in January.
That's where RTR was in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when.
Dude, it's insane. Like this whole, I've just met like so many awesome,
by, man.
amazing
Yeah.
people.
So what are your individual backgrounds? Like you're from Wisconsin?
Milwaukee. Yeah, I've been playing in
Oh,
a band. I've worked construction my whole life with my grandpa, and I've played in one band for the last 9.5 years. We're still technically a band. It's called Slow Walker from Milwaukee. And I just, my grandpa passed away, and I told him he either had to retire or pass away until I would like stop working construction. Mm-hmm. And then he passed away, so then I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. He always told me, he's like, quit this shit. Quit this shit.
Yeah.
Go, you're too good at music. Like, my sister lives out in LA. He's like, go out by your sister.
That's
Like,
rad, dude.
Yeah. So,
Sweet.
yeah.
Very cool. How about you?
So I'm from Illinois. I went to school there. I went to U of I, and I got my degree in conservation biology. For a long time,
Which is why you know birds.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
That's
the first
rad.
couple of years out of school, I was doing a lot of like field tech jobs and pretty much just chasing birds around outside.
Rad.
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
Bunch
right?
of friends who are biological surveys for
So
an
cool.
environmental
Yeah.
consulting firm in
Yeah.
Encinitas. Yeah.
It was a great gig. You know, I just love being outside all the time and everything. But I mean, like music's always been my passion, and got to a point where like I didn't. The end roads going the scientific career weren't so appealing to me, and I was like, you know, while I'm still young, I want to kind of chase my dreams a little bit. Built the van,
Yeah.
and then just built the van like around all the music equipment, and then made my way down here to San Diego.
Did you build it in Illinois?
The construction started in Illinois and it finished in Auburn, California.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
All
And,
the-
like,
yeah.
The best thing is, like, literally a week and a half after I got here, I just, like, went to an open mic at 710 Beach Club.
Okay. Where's that? I don't know that
It's
one.
it's in, like, a PB on, like,
Okay.
Garnett, like, all the way down.
Yeah,
right,
I've been there.
right to the beach.
Yeah.
And I just went in there. I was like, I don't know anyone in this town. I knew my cousin lives here.
Yeah.
So like I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to this open mic. I just want to like my goal was to meet people to play music with and be in a fucking band. Like that's
Sure.
literally like me and him have like are on the same page. It was like I just want to make music my
Yeah.
fucking career.
It was like kismet. You guys just
And
happened
so
to
like
be in
he
the
was
same place.
he was playing and
Yeah.
like you were doing like the shaky graves, like the tambourine bass drum, and it was fucking amazing. And I'm
Oh,
like watching
cool.
this dude, and I'm like, and he's just beautiful. I mean, look at the guy. But I was like standing there, I'm like, oh, I can just like hear the drums, and then like
Yeah.
he gets off stage, and I go up to him, and like I just like went up to it. I was just like, let's tour the fucking world. And that was like the first thing I said to you,
Aw.
right?
Yeah.
That's
And,
fucking cool.
And then like I was like, we got to go up there tonight and play. So we like signed up and got up there,
Righteous.
and like it was one of those things where I was like, we just like
Clicked,
it
yeah.
was 15 years of playing music with this guy.
No kidding. It just
it was
worked
just like
out.
it
like,
was just like we were just
are
like
you improvising something, or are you
I
playing?
was
a song,
playing
or
what
what?
I was playing his songs.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like we just like sensed the changes, and
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Right.
And then like we were like, we got to start a band now.
Killer. So, I wanted to ask you this because, like I said, I was like drinking beers and eating edibles like at the Van Life app thing, and I was watching you guys, and I'm like, they're just fucking jamming, man. You know,
Yeah.
and that was the late night set.
No,
or
but I mean
whatever.
that's a lot of our sets too.
okay.
Is like
Yeah.
we
What's
just
your methodology? Like, what's you
just
just play shit?
roll with it.
Yeah. I mean, I have like, you know, some pre-written material, and like it's as far as just like the set list goes, that's always off the cuff. Just
We
like,
have a little more of a set list now because we do have
Little
like
bit,
recorded
yeah.
music now, like
Uh-huh.
5 actual like
recorded
songs.
songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had like when we went to the
Oh,
studio,
cool.
we kind of were like, I remember we were
Yeah.
like, oh shit, we actually like got to make these songs now.
Yeah.
And it was actually amazing. It was so much fun because we were
Yeah.
like,
Dang. So you guys met in December or January.
mid-December.
And
Yeah.
you've already gotten into a studio now?
Yeah, it was like a friend's,
Great.
like
Yeah.
like a home studio, but it's like a really like he knows what he's doing. It's
Awesome.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool. And what have you been playing? Like what sort of shows have you been playing? I've seen you only at like little van events and stuff.
Yeah.
We played a few like shows like at Amplified, and we have a couple shows coming up at Amplified again. Ben, the guy who recorded us, his band, we're gonna play with him in June at some point.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on that. Where else have you played?
710.
710.
I mean,
We
you
do
know,
the open
obviously
mics,
we do
but,
a lot.
like,
We're still
It's
doing
nice
the
'cause
open mic circuit
Oh,
a lot
great.
of times.
They have a
Yeah.
drum kit up
Yeah.
there, so it's like
Oh, you just walk in. and you
yeah,
don't have
just
to
bring,
set
bring my
shit up.
cymbals.
Yeah.
So that's always nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, then like we just go in there once in a while. We played at Winston's like for the open mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in the process of like booking us like a tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, like legitimate like
Yeah.
venues.
It's cool. A friend of mine, you guys know Jared Tachi at all? He does stand up, and I've done a decent amount of comedy as well.
That's amazing, by the way. I have like
Yeah.
huge respect for comics. Dude. I love like comedy, man, and like
It's-
just I could never ever.
It beats you out of your comfort
that.
zone, which is one of my favorite things about living in a van too.
Yeah.
It's like the whole like brick and mortar house thing is like such a like common comfort, and I've found that I really like getting out of my comfort zone. But he was talking about like going on tour. And it's like, oh wow, you really, especially if you have a mild passive revenue stream or whatever, you can, or so a little bit of money saved up or whatever, you can go on tour and all you really need is gas money.
That's
right?
dude, literally like I've been on like not like extensively long tours, but I've been on like 5-6 day tours.
Yeah.
And we've never like spent our money.
Right.
We always would like either break even and like literally get meals paid for. Just like
Right.
making $100.
You barely even need to make any money because all you need is gas.
$150 a show, and we're all piling a van.
The
and it's
van is like incredible for
and
touring artists and that sort of
and
stuff.
I mean, even with, because like, I mean, we're obviously going to tour with both of our vans, because so we can even just do like pop up and plays along the road.
Yeah, sure.
But still, like, as long as we make like $100 or $150, like,
well, and anywhere,
and literally like, and just like maybe buy like a meal.
yeah.
I came out of 5, 6, 7 day tours, and we end up like, oh shit, we have like $150 left. Here's 50. Here's 50. Here's 50. It's like, that's fucking success.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
being a successful musician. It's just like a free vacation, because tour is like the funnest shit in the world.
Right,
Oh,
especially
that's
when you get to
awesome.
take your house with you, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your vans. You're in a old Chevrolet, right?
Chevy 93 Chevy G20.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that thing?
I bought it off an old timer back in Wisconsin like 2 years ago, and he just like took
Shush, Booker.
extensive care of it, and it was amazing.
It looks like it's in
He
really
kept
great
it in
shape.
such great. There's like a little bit of rust, but he kept it in such great shape, and it drives beautifully. And him and his wife used to travel the country and camp in that van.
Yeah.
Exactly how it is. I never changed the
Oh,
thing.
really? So you didn't
And
even have much
literally,
of a build out.
He had a propane tank underneath it,
Uh-huh.
which was like insanely like crazy to me that it was like exposed and underneath the van. And he had a tube going through it, and he was a welder, and he had a little like box with like a flame underneath it, and his wife would cook on it. And like they literally would travel, and I was like, I bought it off of him, and I was like, you're literally selling it to the right person.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna this van's gonna see the whole country.
Right.
Yeah.
And like his son was even like, yeah, no, I think we sold it to like the perfect person.
How is living in there with a full drum kit in there? Is it in there all the time with you?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty great. I mean,
Bass
it's
drum
not
makes a
bad.
good tabletop.
Yeah, the bass drum makes a nice little tabletop. It's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like I had at the Santa Barbara meetup. I had 10 people in that van.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Piled
all like
in.
fucking like
But the
partying.
kit was outside.
The kit was outside.
Yeah.
He's got a permanent bed and couch. The drum kit can sleep on the couch.
I figure out ways.
You
Sometimes I
know
put it
what?
in the
Put it in the
everything to
passenger
the front
seat or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
It's not bad though.
Yeah. And you're in a big ProMaster.
I'm in a huge, yeah.
Is it the biggest
That's
one?
cool.
It's not the biggest one. I think it's 159. I forget how long the extended ones
Okay.
are. Yeah, so it's the mid-size. But you know, it's got the high rooftop, so I can stand up in there comfortably.
Which is
Right.
nice.
Yeah, it's just, I mean,
The-
stretch out.
The
And,
first thing I noticed was that you have an ass load of solar on top.
yeah.
Yeah.
An ass
An ass
load.
load.
600 watts.
600 watts.
600 watts.
What's the
is
rest
an
of
ass
your? I nerded out
Depends
on
on
this
the
because I
ass.
had to spend so much time figuring it out to build my van. But like,
Yeah.
what's your inverter battery bank situation?
So it's got a 1500 watt inverter, the 3000 peak. It's the sine wave. And then my battery bank is like one giant 350 amp hour, AGM sealed, just fucking tank of a battery. It's just,
Which 400 pounds or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
like a huge ass
And then
thing.
the other thing that really struck me when I looked in your van is that like, it's mostly music.
Yeah.
To see if everything's still there.
Checking on your
idea.
Make
gear.
sure, make sure it's all good. All the
really
gears
see.
We're
outside.
going out. Oh, we're good to go.
But yeah, like the whole design, everything I like building out the interior of that van. I started with the drum kit. I was like, okay, where's the drum kit gonna go?
Uh-huh.
And like, where can I, store all the instruments and everything? And so like, yeah, the functionality is very music based for
Cool.
sure.
You got an indoor like mesh headed electronic Roland drum kit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And then
Like a little stage.
Super awesome.
yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's dope.
It's a music machine.
No, you're the only person that looks at a van and goes, "Oh, you can stand up in this," and that means that you can make a raised platform with a drum kit.
Yeah, it's fucking so cool.
That's cool. Okay, so the other question that I had is like, what about amplification? you obviously don't
Yeah.
need it, right?
Yeah,
Because
no.
you're playing a real drum kit. But
Right.
what do you do for? Because you're mainly playing guitar when you guys are playing together, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I've got the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe tube amp, and I've got like a big. Pretty sure it's like a Simmons. That's the drum amp that I use for my electric kit, and then also doing vocals out of it.
Okay.
So yeah, I was surprised the amplification actually takes like a lot less wattage than you would think.
So you
for,
just
like,
run it
such
off the
big
inverter.
Oh,
You
really?
plug
Yeah.
it
Oh
in.
yeah.
Okay.
that's
Wow.
interesting.
Okay.
That was another thing. Like when we first started playing, I was like, "You need to get a bigger amp."
Yeah.
And he fucking like instantly did. And it's
No
like,
trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's so weird, like messing with electronic peripherals and appliances and stuff to see what takes a whole bunch of energy and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Because things that you would expect do. Like I sawed that circular hole for the sink in the van with it plugged into the van, but then I plugged in the household vacuum and it was not having it.
A blow,
Really?
a blow dryer, it's like
No,
no
right.
thank
I
you.
think those are like pretty. I guess they probably take a lot of.
Circ
Yeah.
saw but no blow dryer. Like
It
I
was a
never-
jigsaw,
it's weird.
A
which is a
jigsaw,
little
okay.
less than a circular saw.
I
Yeah,
was
we
always.
can cook pasta in 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, so that's the
It's
instant
like,
pot we were talking
Yeah.
about.
I was
Yeah,
always
it's a good
worried.
size.
I was
It's
always
like-
worried when we first started jam. Not even worried. I was just like, I wonder if it's just all gonna shut off.
Right. Yeah.
Like when we first started
Just
doing
like,
this, I'm like,
uh-huh.
I had no idea about
Yeah.
like how much solar.
Or blow
could-
his van up.
Yeah, I just had no idea how much like solar
Yeah.
could power. And,
Yeah.
Dude, when I first put together the whole solar setup, there, like weeks went by before I could like relax and be like, go away from my van and not have it constantly on my mind like there's
Oh,
an
yeah.
electrical fire. It's burnt down. Like,
It's gone.
because like you know I had no experience going to that. It's all YouTube built. So
Me too, me
Yeah,
too. I'm in
yeah.
the same boat. And I had the same feeling about like everything. It's like I'm gonna stay in the van while my computer's charging right now.
Yeah.
To make sure that if a fire breaks out I can like do something
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
Not
you
just
know?
like my van's
Spins.
burning.
And then we got the
Useless in that
instant pot.
situation.
Is the pressure cooker gonna explode? You know, because that pressure cooker's like a euphemism
feel
for
like
a
what
bad
would-
situation.
I think
you know?
that would scare me.
yeah, like a pressure.
grits
They make
all
bombs out
over
of
the
those things,
van.
But I mean, it works great. I barely even burnt myself on it yet.
Yeah, just so barely.
Yeah, you guys really made the most of this.
You
space
really
here.
did. It's
This is
like-
dope.
It's a little guy. We've been in here full time for 7.5 months, and it's good.
Hell yeah.
We're having a real
Hell
fun. Should we drink a beer?
Probably.
Yeah, I'll drink a beer.
Who wants a real beer?
I'll take a real
A
beer.
real beer. She conned it.
Sorry.
When,
What? Tecate is not a real beer.
no,
No.
When I go to play shows at the comedy club, I drink light beers
Not
to
in front of the GoPro.
keep from getting like hammered before I go on stage, you know. And she gives me all sorts of shit for it.
You're good.
I'm good, yeah.
Okay.
How often do you do like comedy?
So
I
I,
want to come see you, man.
I lived
Yeah,
in
for
LA
real.
for 4.5 years.
Okay. Thank you.
And that was my
Yeah.
primary thing, my main focus up there. And then I moved back down to Encinitas for this environmental campaign that I got rehired back onto like a year and a half ago.
This
And
is
so,
really good, by the way.
You like it?
This is good.
Yeah,
It's
so
a smooth.
It's a Citra hop dominated IPA. Very good. So if you like something not so bitter, it's
It's
gonna-
definitely not as bitter. It's like
what
it's a
you
good
want.
it's a good IPA.
yeah. So I,
Modern times.
yeah, so I worked there.
Booming rollers. I like that.
Good beer.
Yeah, these guys make great beer and really good coffee too.
I've learned that San Diego was like a huge
It's Mecca, dude.
craft.
It's incredible.
And Wisconsin has like a lot of really good
go to
craft
bed?
beers. Like
Want to go to bed?
New Glarus is one of the best beers. Have you
Who's
ever-
this?
New Glarus.
No, I don't know.
New
haven't
Glarus.
been there yet.
Tried New Glarus. New Glarus is a town in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
brew very good beer. It's like the company's New Glarus Spotted Cow. If you ever get the chance to drink Spotted Cow,
Okay.
it's like a High Life,
Yeah.
but it's like a really fucking good.
It's a really good highlight.
Yeah, and I love High Life.
I don't know about that.
The champagne beers.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's great.
You're from Illinois. Have you been to Pig Mines?
No, I haven't.
Well,
Pig
he's been gluten intolerant since before he could drink.
Oh, fair enough.
That didn't stop me
Have
from
you
drinking
been to
beer for
Pig
a long
Mines?
time. Though.
I mean,
Like through high school.
it's a great brewery, and they have a whole vegan kitchen. It's awesome.
Yeah, go to Milwaukee there and go to the Lakefront Brewery, and they do the
Yeah.
tour because you get fucked up on that tour. Like they,
It's so funny.
they're
I
like
love those
they
kind of
perp, and
tours.
they're just like, drink, have at it, drink every fucking time. It's really good. It's fun.
With the
It's usually it's like basically like a stand-up comedian is your tour.
Oh,
guide.
is your tour
It's
guide.
really good. Like
That's
there's some that
super
are
fun.
like you're dying the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It's just like unreal.
I went on the Heineken tour in Amsterdam, and they got me fucked up on Heineken, and I was like, how did that happen? This is like the lightest beer ever. Just kept giving me the free Heineken.
I never did like the Miller tour though. In Milwaukee, and I lived there my whole life.
Oh yeah.
I never went to the it's a cool facility. It's just an old, huge complex, man. It's like Miller. It's like literally like a little town inside of Milwaukee. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Miller Valley, it's called.
Yeah.
With the one of the things about you guys are mainly based, both mainly based here at this point.
Yeah.
But you've been traveling lately. What's the deal with that?
We were
Individually, right?
Yeah. Last month we kind of went separate ways for a little bit, just to
After the Santa Barbara meetup, we kind of both like literally like, see you later. And he drove this way, and I drove that way, and then I shot up by him to work on and build a greenhouse. For like 5 days.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I was just doing some like farm labor and construction stuff up north.
Yeah,
make,
cool.
Make a little bit of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We built literally a pretty big greenhouse.
I'm proud.
I'm very proud of it. It was just like me and him, and then
What part of the state was that in?
Nevada City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Which
so-
is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah. In between Sac and Tahoe.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've never been to Nevada City.
It's cool, man. Like the little town is so cool.
Yeah. One of the things that, like we fantasize about, because we both have like locally anchored jobs right now. And so we're living in a van, and we like go to the brewery and stay in the neighborhood of the brewery overnight so that we don't have to drink and drive or whatever.
That's fun.
But we haven't gotten quite, we've taken some trips and stuff, but we haven't gotten to the point where we're feral, like totally mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, when I'm talking to people, one of the things that I keep saying to everybody is, yeah, I really want to go to the Midwest. Because I've been to Vancouver and Baja
Dude,
and
up-
everywhere in between and
up
the
north
whole
Wisconsin.
South. And I just don't, I hear wonderful things
Up
about
north Wisconsin
Minnesota and Wisconsin.
It's fucking
I
beautiful.
love the Midwest.
Yeah.
Up north, like it's just
gorgeous.
forests and lakes and just little towns.
Yeah.
Where you can like still smoke cigarettes in the bars, like depending on the bar you go to.
That'll do.
That's
But it's
not
just
a
cool.
huge draw for me. Are they
No,
gonna
it
arrest
isn't,
me?
but it's like it's that's how it is. It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that
it's the
kind of. It's
culture.
like fuck it. There ain't cows for like 100 miles, but it's just beautiful, man. It's just forest for
Right.
days.
Yeah. I want to get up there, especially when it gets real hot down here. Although this isn't really hot.
It doesn't get hot down here.
I feel like it's just consistently around 75.
About
here.
the same.
Yeah.
But my cousin was like, "Dude, it gets so fucking hot here." And I'm like,
It turns you into a wimp, is what it does.
I don't,
does.
dude. But,
No, it
dude,
totally
Wisconsin
does.
winters are, or I mean, summers are so much worse. It gets like, man, it's 100 degrees. And
Yeah.
it's thick. You can literally just like cut the air. It's so
Ridiculous
thick.
humidity.
You walk
yeah.
outside, you're just like sweating instantly.
Yeah.
Like I could deal with that. I just couldn't deal with the winters where you just like walk outside and you're like instantly pissed off. Just like why?
Well, and I see all
Sweat's
these
freezing.
Yeah.
I see all these van people who spend time in like really cold climates. And I slept a couple of nights and I insulated the shit out of this van, and so it's tolerable to sleep under the
Oh,
covers
definitely.
at
Yeah.
15 degrees.
Yeah.
But I don't want to live there. You know what I mean?
No,
And
not
you guys
live there.
basically just you both sort of built your vans and just like bounced to the perfect climate.
Yeah,
right?
basically I was just waiting to just like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Well, my first stop was Tahoe, actually. That's all I finished in the van in Illinois was like the framing and the insulation, and then I had a job at a ski resort in Tahoe that I went straight to.
It was wintertime.
cool.
And it was wintertime, yeah. It was cold.
Oh, that's fun.
Wow.
But I mean, it was so great up there. I was a lifty. I
We're good.
you know
We're
skied,
good.
snowboarded all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cold. It's cold in the van. Like
I have like a
surrounded by
real,
snow.
that sleeping bag I got though, dude. When I first bought the van, I was like so excited about it,
Yeah.
and I was like, I bought it like in like September, so like that winter I was like, and I had a girlfriend at the, like my ex girlfriend. I was like, let's fucking go camping, like,
Yeah.
and we did. We went like winter camping a
Yeah.
lot, like every other weekend. We
Or you just have a nice tech.
Oh, it was like
sleeping bag.
it's like a 0-degree sleeping bag, and it's a
Yeah.
big one. And like literally, dude, I mean, I would end up not even having it on me at some point in the night. But
Yeah.
like those 0-degree nights are pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time we gotta go fuck home.
I just feel
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It's too cold.
Is yours insulated? Like I
It is. It's really. It is really insulated. Like he
paneling,
insulated. It's
but-
not bad in there. It's like
Great.
once you pop open a window, it's just like.
Yeah,
it's
for
freezing.
sure.
so. What's the program? What's the plan moving forward for you guys?
Just
What are you doing with
If
these
you have
recordings
one,
that you
it's
have
okay
and
if you
stuff?
gonna make an EP. I mean, like CDs. I don't know. Every like CDs would probably. I mean, it's the cheapest. We should
Yeah.
make tapes though, because tapes are so cheap.
Tapes would be cool. I mean, the biggest thing for me with getting those recordings done was just to have something to send to promoters.
To promoters to
just-
book shows.
Just
Sure,
to book
yeah.
more shows,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at. Just like trying to book as many shows as we can over these next couple months here in
Sure.
San Diego.
Do you have an idea geographically of what the tour is going to look like?
Yeah, because my band in Milwaukee is playing a show in August,
Okay.
and so I'm gonna go back for that. And like I'm trying to like kind of just like string
Get y'all there.
some
and back.
shows because like he's going back to Illinois for like a family party too, which
That kind of works
yeah, I would
out.
love to play that too
Yeah.
if we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to at least put like 4 shows together or something.
Yeah.
Not
Sure.
like not like a every day like all right, now you got to get to that.
Super
No. Just,
rigorous.
Just kind of like
itinerary or whatever.
just kind of like space some
When you
shows
can.
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah.
Make some money, have some fun.
Yeah,
You know.
for sure.
Yeah.
Rad. What do you guys sound like?
So
Sell me on the band for anybody who's listening to this.
Fucking
that hasn't heard you.
style.
I mean, I'm gonna film you in a little bit. I'll put some music in
psychedelic
there.
blues, man. I mean, that's,
Oh, fuck yeah.
yeah, just like heavy, grimy, fucking slide guitar.
I mean, I guess we could talk about like some of our biggest influences.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, please do.
Who do you care about? Why do you play?
For me, I mean, one of the biggest ones gotta be. Really grew up on the White Stripes, and
yeah.
a lot of what Jack White does in general.
Great. You're killing me right
It's
now.
pretty
Booger.
great. And then for you, I mean, Queens of the Stone Age.
Queens of the Stone Age is like huge. Dave Grohl. I mean, like Nirvana. You know,
Oh, fuck yeah.
and Zeppelin. I mean, it could,
Yeah.
CCR is huge.
Yeah,
But yeah, like
cool.
Queens
I
of the
love
Stone Age is. I kind of like I taught myself how to play drums by like listening
Yeah.
with headphones
Uh-huh.
and just like playing along
Playing
with
their
them.
tracks,
and
yeah.
like and just like Dave Grohl. Like I just
Uh-huh.
that dude's a fucking legend, man. And so is Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. And I've always loved that band. I mean, when you see me play, I kind of like you'd be like, yeah, he definitely is like a Queens of the Stone Age fan. He hits hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just
Loud, fast, powerful,
yeah.
just like big, booming.
Big, just-
as big a sound you could try to give with just 2 people, I guess. I mean,
Right.
And it's a
Do a
pretty
lot
big
with
sound.
two
I think
people.
These
I
days
feel
that's
like
possible.
Yeah.
I feel like we get it. People will come up to us and we're like, man, it sounded like there was like a fucking like a band playing, but it's like it was a band, but it's only 2 guys. It seemed like there was like 4 people.
Yeah.
That's
Because
awesome.
we do like fill the space well, and like the slide guitar with the open tuning
Yeah.
kind of like helps fill that space.
Fill
Because
out
open
the
tuning
sound.
is great because you just fucking hit the strings and it sounds
Yeah.
great.
Sure, yeah.
Because it's already tuned into a chord.
Right.
basically.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it just and the slide guitar that he does is incredible.
so yeah, like very psychedelic and hard rock inspired. And then moving backwards through time, I listened to like a lot of Delta blues. And then, I mean,
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah,
this is basically Jack White's formula, but he took he did the most ingenious thing, or taking like stomping like Delta blues and then giving it that punk. Well,
Yeah.
not even. Wait, yeah.
No,
I guess
no,
punk, but
it's
like that.
100%.
it's like a hard
That
rock and
electric
roll thing.
edge,
going.
that boom to
fucking
it.
gritty
Yeah,
rock and roll, man.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. So definitely really inspired by that. That's big.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Do you sing?
I do, yeah, yeah.
Do you sing too? Or
I
you-
do. We do like a one little
Oh,
switch.
dope.
that I
Oh, where you play the drums and you
Yeah,
guitar,
we want to actually try to do like I'm doing like a solo and like I'm
Play around it.
He basically I like hand him one stick and I'm still doing it and like he sits
Yeah.
down. Like we want to try it.
Yeah.
We
Sure,
haven't done
why
it yet.
not,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like we want to like because he loops a lot of stuff with like his electric kit.
Yeah, I wanted
It's
to ask if
fucking
there
awesome.
was like other extra instrumentation because that can help fill the sound out too.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
So yeah, and like eventually like we want to get to a point, down the road when we're like, I mean, I want to be like in a fucking band. Like
Yeah.
we both do. Like we want to like fucking play as much as we can.
Yeah.
And eventually, like we've talked about this before, it's like we're looping things and he's looping things, and then like at one point, like, neither of us are actually playing drums, and like we're both playing guitar.
Yeah.
You know, and,
You
like,
move back and forth.
Yeah,
and
but it's
stuff.
kind of like it's like literally
That's
just
cool.
have like, every instrument you could fucking think of.
You guys know Andrew Bird?
I love Andrew.
Yeah,
Dude, he's so
You showed me
incredible.
Andrew Bird.
Yeah.
he's like probably my favorite living musician.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
And
Yeah.
I've seen him play Martin Dosh. Do you know who Martin
Yeah.
Dosh
Oh, I
is?
don't know who that
Yeah,
is.
he's
So-
like the best looping drummer ever.
Martin
Yeah.
Dosh is a drummer that came out of like this. The first time I heard about him, he was part of some Anticon projects, which is this like super obscure underground hip hop project out of the Bay Area. And Martin Dosh basically he'll build a whole soundscape, and he plays 4 or 5 different instruments, but he's primarily a drummer. And Andrew Bird does the same shit. And I saw the two of them play shows, a couple of shows. He was playing for a while. Andrew Bird was just touring with Martin Dosh, and the two of them would build a fucking orchestra.
That's what
you
I
know?
mean. Like that
Because
sounds. That's so cool. To me.
Andrew Bird's playing the glockenspiel and shit.
Yeah, just
and
like
he's loading
everything.
samples onto
Yeah.
his drum pads
Yeah.
and stuff. It
Just
was
like
nuts.
literally like have every instrument at your disposal, and then like you just. I mean, and then he's on drums, and then
Yeah.
like I'm like playing fucking violin, or you know what I mean?
So
It's
what,
like,
what
Yeah.
can you guys play? What are your instruments?
I mean, I can play piano, I can play bass, I can play guitar, I can play harmonica. Harmonica was the first instrument I ever
Harmonica's
learned.
fun.
Harmonica is the first instrument I ever learned, and I
Oh,
learned
wow.
it from my grandpa, and I still have the one that I learned on. He gave it to me. It's a
that's
beautiful.
cool.
It's like huge. It's like this big, double sided. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. You put it in front of me, like I'll make it sound good.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Violin though is hard, man. Like I tried and like that's the one I really want to like learn how. Cause
I look at that one. I'm like, next lifetime.
yeah, it's
hopefully.
just like that one's hard because like I mean I can play like Mary Has a Little Lamb, but it sounds like shit. Like it's all like how you
Okay.
you have to be like smooth and like light handed.
Like him.
Yeah.
What do you play?
So basically just guitar and drums. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, I could fill around on bass.
You could fucking I mean you could. It's kind of like
little piano.
Yeah.
Strings like translate to a lot of other instruments. Like I play guitar, and then when I learned ukulele, I was like, "Oh, this is easy. The chords are just different." So I
Yeah,
have to
I
learn
always-
that. But
I always say like I wish I would have learned piano first.
yeah, sure.
Like I do. Like I wish I was like really good at. My sister is 16. She's incredible at piano.
Oh,
It's insane.
awesome.
But it's like you can. The thing that's beautiful. Like if you know how to play piano, you can understand every other instrument
Yeah.
right out. Like you can play any song on piano on an 88 key piano. You can play literally every song ever fucking recorded.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a good skill. I always wanted to learn the like mandolin or
Yeah.
a banjo. I love Mumford and
Banjo. I don't
Sons,
think
so,
I'll ever
like,
be able to
all
learn to play
those.
banjo.
But that's hard.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Like the finger. I have a hard time with even finger picking. Like I can strum. I don't get the finger picking.
Yeah. I was always better at that because I have small hands, and so I can't do crazy chords, but I can finger pick real well.
I'm jealous people like finger pick. You can fight. You're blowing my mind that one night.
Yeah, it's been
Oh,
more
that's
like
cool.
the past year I've developed that a little bit more. Yeah, for a long time I was just strumming and slide, but yeah, finger picking's coming along.
Are you guys
That's
playing with
awesome.
other people ever?
Yeah, we've jammed with
Modern History Boys.
Modern History guys. Yeah, they're so much fun.
Haley Blaze.
Yeah,
87 band.
yeah. Schoolie Palooza, Genome.
Genome, dude.
We met this guy. He was such a character.
He was our bass player for the weekend, for the one night,
cool.
and it was so.
He was in Schoolie, and he's just like decked out and just like the most mystical kind of just like baggy,
He has like a pink
robes and drapes and then like, yeah,
one of the coolest people you ever
You're
met.
candy flipper sort of guy, right?
Seriously, like the flipped up hat,
Yeah.
like
he had a massive bass amp in his
bass amp that was,
yeah.
I mean, a
Wow.
full stack.
Had to run that off a separate generator, and then he picks up the bass, and dude, he's got like a Les Claypool style from Primus.
cool,
So it's
great,
just like
yeah.
so he's like super weird, and
But
it's like
he's so good.
Yeah,
Like, I
he-
cannot wait to meet him again. Like,
yeah, I really
and
hope
play with him again.
Yeah.
You guys sound so adaptable, which is really rad.
Well, I mean, I'll say this is that like, and I told you this earlier when I was standing there like 3 sheets to the wind at like midnight or 1 a.m. at that gathering. I was like, And there were a bunch of people on the mic and stuff that I don't even know if you guys invited up. or
No,
whatnot.
Nick, our buddy Nick, he was actually like kind of rapping with
A
us.
couple of them were really talented.
Yeah, I don't
actually.
know. I don't
Sounded
remember
great.
other people. Oh no,
Yeah,
that was
later
like,
in the night,
that
it
was a
turned into a
karaoke.
karaoke jam. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was literally like people were like, oh man, wow.
So I was
Yeah.
standing there, and I was like, I was quite high and very tired because I had done a lot that day, and I was like,
Oh.
Koyama.
I was like, these motherfuckers have played like 6 hours probably cumulative today, and I'm not sure I've heard the same thing twice. I think they're just improvising, man. I think they're
Yeah.
just jamming and shit.
We'll even play, like, he'll even play, like, a song, and I'll just play, like, a different beat.
Yeah.
Or, like, a different feel, where
That's
it's like,
awesome.
Yeah.
that was a fast song, we're gonna make it a fucking slow song. now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's, I mean, no one...
But
no
it
one-
kept sounding cohesive, man.
Yeah.
It sounded...
But yeah, there's
so-
definitely a lot of open ends with us. Like,
Yeah.
we're just like,
Why not?
all right.
Yeah.
Like, we just go with it. Like, we feed off each other really well. Like,
Yeah.
he'll kind of go off and, like, just fucking shred, and then he'll kind of pull back, and then, like, I'll go nuts.
Make space for each other.
Yeah, and then, like, and then we'll both come together. It's fun. It's the funnest shit in the world. It's literally the most fun.
Is that a rare thing to find someone you can really like
Yeah.
just fuck around with?
It is.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think
then.
like percussion wise, we definitely have like the same kind of keen interests in like.
Well, you
in
play
rhythm
very
and-
percussion. Like,
Yeah.
you play like
Cool.
like a drummer. Like,
Yeah.
because he was like it's just there's those people that just
Yeah.
get like the accents or
Yeah.
like or just I don't know. We just like know when shit's gonna happen, but we'll see what happens tonight because we haven't played together in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Santa
have
Barbara
fun,
was the
right?
last time we played together.
That's
Well,
right.
better be fucking good,
Oh,
guys.
it's gonna be fucking great. I've been like waiting for this moment.
I'm super stoked. To
I'm
watch
so
you guys.
stoked.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good.
I
time.
haven't not had the
I'm
privilege
stoked
of
for you
watching
guys
you
to
yet.
watch us because I wish I could watch it.
It's the right attitude, dude.
That's what Nick brings to like that half of the band. Like I'm super in my head and self. I'm like, no, it's terrible. Nick's like, it's fucking great.
We're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck
crushing
you,
it.
dude. We are so goddamn good. I'm like, we are gonna fucking take over the world. That's like
Yeah.
I say.
That's a
it's
good
Why not?
attitude,
Why
man.
It's like,
not?
dude, like. If you just fucking give it your all, and we're good. Like we're good.
Yeah.
Like
Cool.
I'm not like I recognize it. I'm not gonna like like we suck. No, we're fucking good. We're good. I'm not ashamed to say it. Like I'm a good drummer. He's a fucking great guitar player.
There you
And
go.
then he's a
That's all it
great
takes.
fuking drummer, and I'm like an okay guitar player.
And then when you have chemistry, that's like
Yeah.
a
That's
special
the
ingredient.
thing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the chemistry is what's all
you
about.
need.
Yeah.
Spontaneity.
Cool. What haven't we covered? You guys got some shit you want to plug? You got a website? Is this music available to the people?
Man, we gotta make that website.
No, we gotta make a website. The music will be available.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this summer. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna release it. Like we're about to get the masters back.
Okay.
And, like it's basically at our disposal what to do with
At
it.
that point.
Yeah.
I guess really just the only plug right now would be our Instagram page because then like all the updates on what we're up to will be there.
Instagram,
So-
we're pretty on top of like letting people know what's going on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking Instagram.
Oh, we haven't even. I mean, you keep saying that you're going to play tonight, but we haven't even talked about what's happening this evening. This is just like a thing that you guys have announced
yeah.
to your buddies and homies and like
Yeah, we just
Instagram people and.
Kind of posted to like we have like a Vanner page that's we're a part of in San Diego. If you're in San Diego, you kind of are welcomed into this page, but it's only like allows like a certain amount of people. So like when people leave, they back out of the page so other people can get into it. And
San Diego Van Fam.
Yeah, the San Diego
and,
fam.
Fiesta Island here, this
Van Fam.
trash heap out in the, in the bay.
It's literally a landfill.
So-
I know it's
Yeah.
a wonderful
Holy
shithole.
It really
it's
is
the
though.
best.
It's a great shithole.
Because there's
I
no
fucking-
rules here. You can do whatever you want.
There's people in the water. I'm like, I wouldn't go in
I
that
would-
water.
I
I'm
wouldn't
like,
do
the
that.
dog can, but I don't.
Yeah.
And I discourage him at every time I can.
It's fun, but.
But yeah, we
It's
It's our third time doing this. Kind of just like putting the word out like, hey,
like
we're
a
just
couple
gonna-
days before, like up and play.
Yeah.
Be here
Yeah.
this time. It's always been here. It's like literally been about the same 20 feet radius.
Yeah.
We always try to get like the same
It's a good spot.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
here's one
awesome.
more question, and this sort of occurred to me when you're talking about like going on tour and then just like playing wherever you could. I've never thought about this before because you guys are loud, you know? But like,
Yeah?
it seems to me that anywhere that you could set up the way that you normally set up at these van meetups without getting arrested,
Right.
and you put a suitcase with a couple dollars in it, you're probably gonna make some fucking money.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have an announced gig, like as long as there are some people passing by,
Yeah.
and the police don't.
It's actually funny. The first time that we ever played, like this is like after the open mic, and we're like, we got to start a band together. And he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be in PB." But it was like on a street corner in PB, so it was, like I understand why the cops came.
Yeah.
But, like, so he had his electric drum set, and it was the first time we ever like did something outside of the open mic.
Like setting up in front of those bars in that spot, it felt like my heart was going like we were about to like do like a bank robbery. It's like, all right, get the shit out. We gotta do this.
No, it was like quick.
Who's got the
So then,
escape
like,
car?
and then our buddies filming it.
Yeah.
We also might have been on some mushrooms.
No shame in that, my friend.
No, it's fucking great. I love playing on mushrooms. I will quote that. I love it.
No, we are proponent. They're in the van right now. We're proponents of this.
Oh no.
Hey, what up to Colorado? Did you hear about that? Decriminalized?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
insane.
it's just
Amazing.
dope.
So anyway, so
That's
we're
good
like,
for them.
we're playing outside, like the back doors of his van are open. We're
Yeah.
jamming there. I'm jamming like the electric kit.
It's got like a stage
all of a sudden,
in the
like-
back of
like,
his van. It's
This
awesome.
video is like, my buddy has a video. It's like the first video Moxi Loon ever posted
Uh-huh.
is this video. And our buddy like taped this like super cool, he like edited it and it was great. And like this cop pulled
The
up,
fuzz showing up and everything.
fucking showed up and they get out and they're like, you guys sound really good. they're like, you
The
sound
cops
really
loved it.
good. And
They're
like,
like,
you need a permit.
You need permits to do this. You gotta shut it down. We were like, one more song.
And we were like,
one more song.
I was like 10 more minutes, like,
And then can you shut us
and
down?
they literally like pulled around the corner and just sat and watched us. And we play, and they're like, all right, if you come back in 10 minutes, and you guys are still doing this, you're getting a ticket.
Uh-huh.
But they pulled around the corner and just like sat there.
Sat there to listen to you.
enjoyed
'cause
it.
they like-
They were like literally like, you guys sound really good.
And they're sitting there like, we're
Like
getting
people were
paid
like
for this.
standing at the outside of the bar. They're like, oh, what? Like, that was good. Like the bouncer.
Have you
even
looked
said-
into
The bouncer
permits
was like,
and stuff?
you guys need a manager playing on street corners.
But he was like,
They're
yes. He was like,
professional
I thought I saw you dudes setting up, and I was like, oh, this is gonna suck. And then you guys started playing, and you were like, he was like, damn, like, this shit's tight.
I love that, man.
That's
I love that you
super
guys are
awesome.
just like totally like completely self enclosed. You got two
Yeah,
vans.
That's like another thing we want to do, like, is get on like kind of like the festival circuit.
Yeah.
But like we don't need anything. You know what I mean? Like just like a little summer festival, like Encinitas or
playing
like
the camping areas.
yeah, or like you know what I mean. But like
Yeah.
and then like or even like desert days,
Yeah.
like all these actual music festivals. Just like go, pay to camp. Whatever.
Set up on the periphery.
Set up where the
Yeah.
camping
Right?
where the camping is and like have music.
and just
Yeah.
bang it
And like,
out.
cause
That's
yeah,
awesome,
because we
dude.
don't need anything. We have the PA, we have the fucking amps, we have the drums.
It'll work at Desert Days. I mean, I did it last
Oh,
year
dude.
with the looping thing.
Yeah.
Like people like I drew a crowd there at Desert Days. I
No,
was like,
we're gonna.
shit, this is
no,
like, yeah,
could
yeah.
you imagine
That's
what
cool.
we're gonna? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
dude, it's
Fuck
fucked.
yeah, dude.
Awesome. Well, that's real exciting, guys.
I really gotta pee.
Yeah. Let's call it. I think we've accomplished what we set out to do,
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Sweet. Cheers.
Wait, I want this too. Yeah.
Cheers.
All right, guys, we did it. That was episode 11 of From the Van. Thank you so much. If you've stuck around this long, I really appreciate you listening or watching or whatever you're doing. And go to From the Van, follow Moxi and Loon. I'm sure that they're coming to a town near you very soon because they're badass and they're also very mobile. Guys, we'll see you next week on Tuesday for another episode of From the Van.